Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? My name's Amy. You have stumbled upon my cross-stitch channel called Mimi's Stitchery. It's primarily about cross-stitch, but regularly knitting is now showing up and quilting occasionally shows up. Today is Tuesday, December 5th. And it's been 2 weeks since my last video, I believe, or thereabouts. I think 2 weeks minus a day. I am filming in my living room. Again, we are in the Drearies here in upstate New York. This room, last week I filmed about 6 feet away at my kitchen table. This room is the best for lighting this time of year. There is no amount of artificial light that can help me. This is Flosstube number 97, so we are almost at Flosstube 100. I have a coffee. I'm drinking out of my new mug, Knit Happens, that I received from my friend Erin. Thank you. I love it. I needed a little bit of an afternoon pick-me-up. Yeah. How's everybody been? Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I had to go back and rewatch my last video to see exactly what I need to show you today because I felt like a ton of time passed and I had hardly gotten anything done, and that was just not the case. I got what I think is a lot done. I attended Jingle Ball this past weekend. It was fantastic. It's only $10. In the platform, although it had some glitches Friday night, the tech team was great. They worked them all out, quickly diagnosed the problem, and got everything up and running the way it should be. There were meet and greets with all the designers. There were patterns you could buy. There were stitching tables, so I visited the Northeastern Stitchers table a couple times. I didn't say a whole lot. I saw Christine there. Hi, Christine. She was kind enough to text hi to me in the comments. I'm a little bit, although you would think I'm not an introvert because I do floss tubes, but I sit here and talk to a camera. There's not a ton of people sitting in front of me. I'm a little bit of an introvert, and at tables, especially when there's hefty conversation going on, I'm just as happy just to sit back and stitch and not be part of the conversation. But I had fun. It was dedicated time stitching. It was a good time. I loved the ballroom entertainment, so I would just sit there for hours and watch the ballroom entertainment and the meet and greets and stitch and totally have a great time. So it was just a good overall weekend. Some of my stitchy sisters were there. And when we didn't find much interesting to do on the platform Friday night just because they were having some problems, we just decided to Zoom and stitch anyway. So it all worked out. My husband's a trooper. He's just very supportive, so he just kind of let me have my weekend. And that was it. So I've got quite a bit to show you. I have 2 finishes. So if you didn't watch my last video, I targeted 10 finishes by the end of this year. So how many days? I have 5 days in. I don't know, 16 to go. 19 days till Christmas plus 6. Yeah. 25 days to go. Yeah. I don't know if it's possible to get all 10 done, but if you'd like to know, sorry, I got eyelash bugging me. If you'd like to know what 10 I picked, go back and watch my last video. It was Flosstube number 96. I tagged 10 items. So I finished 2 of them. I have progress on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, I think. Yep. So I finished 2, progress on 5, which means I worked on 7 out of the 10. have an update to my plans because I haven't added in. And I guess I'm not ready to talk about 2024 plans yet. I'm getting ready for that video. That will post at the end of December or early January. It'll be an all-around Whip Parade and 2022 kind of wrap up and my plans for 2024. So this is just a progress video. If you're new here, welcome. I've had a lot of new subscribers lately. Welcome. I hope you enjoy or see something that you see, get enabled by something, whatever it is. If you've been around this crazy journey long enough, thanks for sticking around because it takes some twists and turns, I gotta tell you. Let me take a sip of coffee. We're already 6 minutes in. Depending on how fast I talk, this could be a long one. We'll see. And if you're not new here, well, let's show finishes first, huh? So I finished 2 items. One of the, oh, and I don't even have the pattern with me to show you, and I don't need to because it's finished. One of the ones that I showed you was an ornament pack that I had bought last year at the Jingle Ball, and I stitched one, which was this one I stitched last year. This is by Hands On Design. This is Noelle. And I had started Peace and targeted that for a finish in 2023, and that is now completed. So that's one finish. I don't know where I'll put these. Let's try right here. Second finish, I finished my socks for my daughter. These little footy socks. So I got both of them done. And they're going to go in her stocking this year. I've got to run them through the wash. Now that I've shown you, I'm going to wash them and block them, and they should be good to go. So that's 2 finishes out of the 10. I'm pretty happy with that, I guess. I thought I should have more done. But I think I got a lot done. So let's move on to the cross stitch. Let's look at cross stitch, what I did there. The first cross stitch I always show, this is one of my 10 for 23, is Lost No More. Sorry, the glare. The windows are right across the way here. Lost No More. It's a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. As you can tell, I've had it for a good darn long time. If you're new here, I started this in the 90s and then packed it in a box, pulled it back out a couple years ago when I only had this upper corner done, and I've been working on it pretty regularly, I would say, for the last couple of years. Oh, I forgot I wanted to take this out of my Q-snap. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute because I want you to get the full picture of where I am. I stitched on this through the entirety of the Jingle Ball. And I'm going to hold it up. I got 3 sides in the Q-snap, but you'll be able to see it all. And so see that bottom corner that I've been working on? Tons of fill in there around that sheep. Finished the legs, filled in around the legs, and I'm filling in that bottom left-hand corner. I have about 1,500 stitches to go, maybe, if that, and then I have the back stitching to go, which I said before I have about 1/3 done, and I do have about 1/3 of the back stitching done. So I'm making good progress on there. It is still on target for the end of the year. So let's do a close-up of that corner. A ton of fill in here. Ton done on the legs. Yep, just have to fill in this rest. And then a back stitching we will go. I'm pretty happy about that. I have not worked on it now in a couple of days. Took kind of a... I worked on it Sunday, so today's Tuesday. I did not work on it yesterday at all. I have not worked on it today. I'm not sure if I plan on working on it today. I think he may come back out tomorrow night during my Stitchy Zoom with my Stitchy sisters. And then I'll go on him again for a few more days, or work on him again for the next few days. Yeah, he's a definite to get finished this year. The next one that I worked on that's part of my 10 for 23 is one that I'm stitching with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. This is the Bat by Carriage House Samplings, right? Cottage Garden Samplings. I always get these messed up. Cottage Garden Samplings. It's the Bat. I'm stitching it on 40 count. Vintage Country Mocha. And this is where we are now. So I finished filling in his head. I've started filling in his wing. I've got the spines into the wing. So he's had some work. Yeah. He's coming along nicely too. And the third cross stitch one I've worked on is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads. It's in the autumn series. It's called Tree of Life. And I only put a couple of threads in this, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. That's where I am. Filled in some of the leaves up here at the top. Filled in some of the blue here. Yes, I'm trying to put a couple of threads in. Even if I don't want to work on one of these projects, I'm trying to pull it out and put a thread or two in, and hopefully that's going to help get it to a finish. So the other two whips out of the 10 for 23 that I have to show you are knitting whips. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my socks. These are being knit by Regia with yarn from Regia Perfect Design Line. It's in color 06820. I completed, why am I enunciating so much? I completed one sock. These are going to go to my granddaughter, Zoe, for Christmas. So you'll notice the foot's a little shorter. I completed one. Still has to be washed and blocked, but there's one. And this morning, I finished up the toe on the one, and I got the cuff done, and I've started on the leg of the second sock. And this is one of my progress keepers that I was given by, I don't even know if you can see that, Tiffany from Black Cat Stitchery last year. She gave me a whole series of Christmas progress keepers. So I started on the leg. I do plan on working on this a little bit more today because it's one of my 10 for 23. And the last one I want to show you is the Big Mama Jama, the Afghan. Okay. So I had to watch back my video today because I really did not think I had worked on this Afghan since the last time I talked to you. I don't like watching back my videos. But I watched back the video and I was only on the second border last time I talked to you. Well, I'm not going to show you the whole Afghan. Just going to show you enough. I've got two borders done. So the border down this left side is done. Look at those colors. And the border down this right side is done. And I'm actually working on the third border. And I actually only have 2 or 3 rows, maybe 4 rows to go on this border. And then I will be picking up the final border. And I'm hoping to do that. I'm actually hoping to finish border 3 tonight while I'm sitting watching TV with the hubby. Goal would be to pick up border 3, or finish border 3 and pick up on border 4. So pick up all the stitches for border 4 tonight. I think that's a good goal. I actually think this Afghan could be done in the next week or so. I have been working on it later in the evenings so I can stitch for a period of time, and then my eyes get too tired to stitch, so then I tend to pick up knitting. So I'll bounce between the Afghan and socks now. I have family night tonight, so the socks will go with me. I will knit them at family night. They will also go with me to work and be worked on during my lunch hours, and they're also worked on during my morning devotion group that I meet with in the mornings, early mornings. So those will get dedicated time. The blanket's not as easily mobile, so that'll tend to get worked on at night after I'm done stitching. But I added something into my plans. I felt kind of weird that none of my whips were Christmas, and here we are in the holiday season. So Gail from Gail's Gold Needle had a great idea about having a snow day stitch. Today, it snowed here. Now, it was only for about 2 minutes, but it snowed, which means I can stitch on my snow day stitch. I chose for my snow day stitch, so let me show you where it is now. I chose Dasher and Dancer by Hobby House Press. This is from my local needlework shop. I'm not stitching it in any of what it looks like there. I am stitching it on a piece of Cardinal. I believe it's by Be Stitch Me. Hold on. And I'm stitching it on a host of threads from my stash. So several different colors. It's Cardinal by Be Stitch Me. This is where it is now. I have to remember to bring a board with me when I come do my floss tubes. This is where it is now. So this will go back in a hooper frame and go back on my Lowry today because it's a snow day stitch, so it'll get a couple of lengths of thread in it. That's how we're working the snow day stitch. So I've added that in to hopefully give me a little bit of Christmas while I'm trying to work on the other stuff. Oh, this video is quicker than I thought it was going to be. I have a little bit of haul. I showed you my coffee cup. That was a gift from Erin. We do, in my Stitchy Sisters group, we do, some of us, participate in 12 Days of Christmas. I've gotten lots of, so we've opened 5 days so far because today's the 5th. Today was the coffee cup, some Earl Grey tea, and a Christmas ornament. I've gotten candles, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup trees. Yeah. And then one day I opened this. This was a piece of it's a 16th of a yard, 36 count Nessie Edinburgh linen, which is beautiful, right up my alley. She sent me 2 sulky threads in my favorite colors, blue and green. And she sent me some 28 Bowen needles. And for quite a while, I was part of the Fabric of the Month Club by Grace Notes Fabrics. I was at 40 count, then switched it to 36 count, and I have quite the stash of their fabrics, and I love their fabrics. I have a lot of them. But I wanted to switch and spread the love, and so I switched back to Be Stitch Me, Fabric of the Month, neutrals in 18 count Aida. Yeah, 18 count Aida. By working on my dimensions kits, I'm really honing in my lost love for 18 count Aida. 16 count, 18 count. I like 18 count. I just like the size of the stitches. But I got my first one. It's called Macchiato. It is a fat quarter of 18 count Aida. Actually, in this light right here, these are pretty much showing up pretty true. So this is the whole piece. And I'll fold it up and bring it close for you. go. It's a little deeper in person, but very nice. And that is it. That's it for now, anyway, because I have been loving all like the Christmas yarns for socks. And I think I've placed 3 orders in the last 2 days for Christmas yarn for socks. I've also placed the final order that I need for my Afghan in 2024. So if you didn't watch my last video, I'm trying to do an Afghan a year. I've picked my Afghan for 2024, and I've told you in my video that I had the bulk of the yarn for it. And I just had a couple more to order, so I placed that order with Knit Picks as well. So I have, I think, and my husband has purchased yarn for socks for him. He'd like me to make him a pair of socks. So I think it's funny because I went to the Jingle Ball and I didn't buy any cross stitch patterns not because I didn't love them, not because I didn't like them, because I have a gazillion here that I want to stitch. So I made a decision a while ago that bringing more into the mix probably wasn't ideal. And I've also been in the kick lately, if you couldn't tell, of trying to finish some of the things that I have started. So, to that end, I didn't buy any more cross-stitch patterns. I love them. I love having the meet and greets with the designers. There were some from Tiny Modernist and some from Heartstring Samplery that I really had to resist. They all were great, but those two, like Heartstring Samplery came out with a Jingle Ball exclusive, Go Tell It on the Mountain, and Tiny Modernist had a goddess, and I forget what she's called, but she was beautiful too. So tempted and did not, because I already have stashed beyond my life expectancy and I didn't want to add any more to it. Then I watched Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady put up a video last week, and then my friend Erin and I got talking. She was able to get a Grinch colorway of sock yarn from 3 by the Sea. I think it's 3 by the Sea Designs, who also has a YouTube channel, by the way. They're a yarn dyer, and we fell in love with that Grinch colorway. Unfortunately, you can't get that anymore. But I went to 3 by the Sea Designs Etsy shop and ordered a sock set in one of her other colorways, Christmas. And I forget what the name of that was. I can look. Hold on. Because if I'm nothing, if I can't enable you knitters. So I ordered a sock set, 'Tis the Season, that one's from Stitching with Yarn. Then I ordered a Christmas mini set from a place called Shop Yarn Love. And I'm not going to show you the pictures because I want to show them to you when they come in. Then today I ordered from 3 by the Sea Designs. After watching her Vlogmas video, I ordered a sock set in, I think it's Cookies for Santa, and a sock set in Mrs. Claus. So I have all this Christmas yarn coming. So after I finish this pair of socks for my granddaughter, I may be casting on 3 or 4 pairs of socks. So I've ordered in more needles. And yeah, I may be casting on about 4 pairs of socks. The more consistently I knit socks, the more I enjoy knitting them. So, and the better I'm getting at it. So I'm just going to keep them in my repertoire. What's the problem? I'll cast on 4 pairs of socks and get them done and maybe have them for Christmas gifts next year. But I just could not resist the colorways. I'm also keeping an eye on her Instagram because on her Instagram, she's going to give away one of the Grinch colorways. And so I'm keeping an eye on that because I want in on that. At least she said she was going to. I'm hoping that's what she said. And maybe I misheard her, but I'm hoping that's what she said. Because I would love to get my hands on that Grinch colorway. I really would. If I can find it here on our Instagram, I'm going to show you. I don't know that she put it out on her Instagram what it was. Just teased. It was a Grinch theme mystery set. And it's called Mean and Green. And if you want to see the colorway, you should go watch The Crazy Sock Lady here on YouTube. And here, I'm going to show you a picture because she had minis in her shop too. These were the Grinch minis. Look at those colors. But yeah, the set was a speckled set and a mini. Okay, so here we go. Here is some of the Grinch, the Mean and Green, I believe. And we love that set. So I'll show you when the yarn, I actually think the cookies for Santa might be very close to this. Very close. We'll have to see. I'll have to keep this picture and then we will compare it when it comes in. But yeah. Erin, if you're watching this, you might want to visit her shop because she's got some. I follow a lot of yarn dyers now because now I want to in on all the Christmas yarns. But yeah, her shop has got some special colorways in it, and then you'll be led to other shops that have great colorways in it. And if I got enabled, so can you. So if you knit, go check out these shops. If you want to knit socks, check out the Crazy Sock Ladies tutorials. That's how I learned. And I just find that knitting keeps my fingers nimble for stitching. So there you go. You're welcome. But I think that's all I have today. I think I've shown you everything. Shorter video than I thought. The next video you'll see from me it'll be a combination thing. It'll be an update on my 10 for 23, and it'll be my whip parade and my 2024 plans. Okay? So if you have any questions for me, pop them in the comments box below. My viewers have gone way up. I thank you for being here. I thank you for being along with my crazy. I thank you for encouraging me sometimes when I'm a little discouraged. Just thanks. Thanks for accepting me crafting the way I craft and the crazy way I craft. And there may be a shop update video. Those of you that were around in my last Flosstube, you know I have an Etsy shop. I have been busy making bags for the Etsy shop. They can hold crochet projects, knit projects. They could even hold cross stitch projects, although they're not. That's not what they're designed for, but they could be. But yeah, so you might see that coming up soon. But thanks again for being here. I will talk to you soon. And if I don't talk to you before Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas.